Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. So I am here with a dream. In this dream, I saw a woman who, like, this woman was unable to have children. Okay, so it's like regardless if she had a hysterectomy or if she was just unable to, she was unable to have children, and there was someone that she knew of that was pregnant. She was pregnant with a child, and this woman was doing things in an attempt to make her have a miscarriage. Okay, so this scripture comes from Jeremiah 51 and 31. One carrier follows another, and messenger follows messenger, to announce the king of Babylon that his entire city is captured. The river crossing seas, the marshes set on fire, and the soldiers terrified. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Daughter Babylon is like a threshing floor. At the time it is trampled, the time to harvest her will soon come. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has devoured us. He has thrown us into confusion. He has made us an empty jar. Like a serpent, he has swallowed us and filled his stomach with our delicacies, and then has spewed us out. May the violence done to our flesh be on Babylon, say the inhabitants of Zion. May our blood be on those who live in Babylonia, says Jerusalem. Therefore, this is what the Lord says. See, I will defend your cause and avenge you. I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. Babylon will be a heap of ruins, a haunt of jackals, an object of horror and scorn, a place where no one lives. Okay, so here's what God is saying about this situation, about this case, about this cause. God is saying that He is seeking judgment. I don't know who this is for that went through this. And it is very sad that you went through this. And in reality, this message is sad on behalf of all parties. It, like, regardless, to if the woman that can't have children, it's sad on her cause because regardless to whatever happened. I just got two notifications as I say that. Regardless to what happened to her, it's kind of like, obviously she's has some kind of yearning to have more children. Regardless if it's a situation where she never had the opportunity to have the children that she wanted, or if it's a situation to where she couldn't find someone, or if it's a situation to where something traumatic happened to her. It is a pity, and it's sad. It's sad what happened to her. And however, it is not fair for her to try to make other people feel the same pain that she has felt. Just because she had to go through that, it's not fair for her to try to put that up on you. I feel like for whoever this message is for, it's like she doesn't want to see you happy with the baby. She doesn't want to see you have any children. She doesn't want to see you with the joy, because it would bring pain and sorrow upon her. But this is why I just feel like this is a time for therapy. This is a time for counseling, consultation, or some kind of help, because this is a situation where she does need to seek. I keep hearing counseling. Like, this is someone, she needs to go and talk to somebody about what she went through. She needs to go and talk to somebody about her feelings. And even if it's, like the way that they have it now, you can get therapy online. You don't have to go and sit face to face with somebody. But in reality, sometimes when people go through a trauma and they go through something, they don't want to be faced with it. And in some cases, some scenarios, I just feel like this is a situation where they went through it. And even though regardless if you know what they went through or not, or like even if you do, it's not a case. I just feel like you're not trying to put this in their face. You are not trying to make them jealous. You're not trying to make them feel some kind of way. You are not in any shape, form, or fashion trying. It's like, from their perspective, when they look at you, regardless if you have made a big announcement or even if you're quiet about it, they just feel as though you're trying to flaunt and you're trying to brag, and that's not what you're doing. But in their mind, they just because it's just because this is something that they want it or want, or this is something that they desire. When they look at you having the thing that they desire, it makes them feel as though, oh, she's putting it in my face and she's bragging and she's doing this. And you could simply just be like existing, and they will look at you and feel as though you're too much, and you think you all that, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're doing too much, and you are literally just like not doing anything. And I just feel like this is a situation where I see it from your perspective, because from your perspective, you would be like, why is this person being so cruel? Why don't they want to see me happy? Why don't they want me to have a baby? Why would they keep, because in reality, this is like a situation where somebody is taking lives. Okay. The this is like, and that's what it is. Like, I just feel like regardless if this is somebody that's poisoning your food, putting stuff in your water, um, making scenarios happen to cause stress upon, like, this person is doing stuff in an attempt to make you lose the baby. And regardless if they are very boastful about it or if they're very hush about it, God says he sees what they're doing and it's not right. Okay. And even though he understands their side, that's why I feel like in relaying this message, like I said, it's sad on all parties. Okay. So this is like, God sees their side. However, it does not mean that it is okay for them to be taking the life of your baby before you even have an opportunity to give that baby life. It is not fair for them to try to make you out to be I just feel like for someone, they may be saying that you would be a bad mother, or they're saying that you don't deserve the baby, or they're saying that you can't do this and you can't do that. And in reality, there may be very many books about parenting. There are so many books about childbirth and parenting and what you need and all these lists. And, they have videos like crazy about what to bring to the hospital. They have videos like crazy of what's in my diaper bag. But in reality, every single experience is different. And nobody can like tell you exactly what it's going to be like. Nobody can give you a roadmap into how to be a perfect parent, because everybody's parenting experience is different. Everybody's child is different. No one person is the same, and no one child is the same. All of the children have different personalities, and some people, they have a baby and the baby never cry. The baby only cry when it wants something to eat, but the mother is so attentive that the baby just does not cry. And then there are some parents, the baby cry just because you set the baby down, and the baby is like, pick me back up. Okay. I don't care if you have to go to the rescue, you take me with you. Okay. And it's like every experience is different. And it's not right for someone to just say, oh, well, they just wouldn't be good at it. They don't even know. It's not right, and it's not fair for them to just say that they think that you would be immature. Most, I know from my experience, okay, from just my experience from ex-friends and associates and family members, most women are completely different after they give birth. Okay, it's like you are one way when you are single with no children, then you change once you get married, and then after you are pregnant, you have a completely different mindset. And especially after you give birth and you see your child's face, you will change your ways. And like, I have testified about this so many times. My son completely changed my life around in so many ways. He saved my life. And it is just, It's not fair for someone to just say and assume that if you don't, like, by them looking at you in your single state, by them looking at you without having children, and assume that you're going to be a bad parent. It's not fair for them to just assume. And it could even be different situations, like, life happens, okay? Regardless if something happens to where you were not able to do certain things, or maybe you were not able to take on certain responsibilities. After my car accident, I was not able to do certain things for my son that I wanted to do. It shattered my heart. It broke my heart. But in reality, life happens, and I just feel like for someone, you are just, it's like, regardless if they are trying to make you feel as though you don't deserve a baby, or you wouldn't be able to handle a baby, or you shouldn't have a baby, and it's like, and in reality, this is all stemming from them wanting it. And it's like, it's kind of like someone that is single, and you're trying to go to someone, maybe you are in a relationship, and maybe someone asks you to get married, and you try to go to someone that has went through a bad divorce, and you're asking them for advice. The advice that they give you is not going to be the same as the advice that you would get from someone that has been married for 20, 30, 40 years, because that is coming from a point of view of someone that had a broken marriage. And I just feel like God is saying that, for whoever this is for, he is not going to, he is seeking vengeance for you. Okay. First of all, God is saying, may the violence done to our flesh be on Babylon, say the inhabitants of Zion, may our blood be on those who live in the Babylonia, says Jerusalem. God is saying that if this is somebody, this has happened to you several times, this person has done this to you, regardless if they put stuff in your food, your drinks, or they just been trying to do things to cause you to lose babies, and maybe you have lost more than one. God is saying, for every single time that they have done that to you, he is seeking judgment upon them. And for every single attempt, he is seeking judgment upon them, regardless if they are. I just feel like this is someone that's thinking that it's not a baby yet. God says in his eyes, that was a baby, that was a life, and they took it. And he is seeking vengeance upon them. He is seeking judgment upon them. And I just feel like in that case, God had mercy. So much mercy, because God understands their point of view and where they're coming from, and the hurt and the pain that they feel. However, just like I said, it does not mean that it is okay. It does not mean that it is fair. It does not mean that you are deserving to lose out on this experience just because they had to lose out on that experience. Regardless if this is somebody that has children and they just can't have any more, or if this is somebody they never got the opportunity to have children, and now they are looking up on you and they're feeling like you don't deserve to have any kids. They are not the one. They are not the judge, and they don't have the right or the authority to say what you do and do not deserve. Okay, period. And in reality, it is not fair for them to say these things. I just feel like just the fact that they are thinking this way, and they are thinking of taking actions like this, it may be why, God, they don't have children. Or it may be like, if this is the kind of punishment that they see towards people. Because in reality, this is a heinous crime. This is a crime that they are committing. And they're doing it in a sense where nobody is seeing what they're doing, or they think that they're hiding. God sees them. And God says, you just going around. They're breaking a commandment. And they're doing it like it's nonchalant. And they're telling themselves and anybody else that you deserve this, or you don't deserve that, and this is what's supposed to happen. And no, God said, he is seeking judgment upon them. God is not asking their permission to bless you with this. God is not asking their permission if you deserve this. God is not, no. This is not a situation where they are the one that gets to say what you can and cannot have. They are not gatekeeping anything. God says that he will be seeking judgment on them for every single attempt, every single time that it happened and it transpired, every single tear that you cried, all of it. All of it. They're out of line, out of order. God says, may our blood be on those who live in Babylonia. God says, so see, I will defend your cause and avenge you. I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. So, God is saying that he sees their point of view. So regardless of who's watching this video, he sees this woman's point of view. He sees how they feel. He understands how they feel. However, God will never give us more than we can bear. So if God is trying to bless someone with a baby and there is someone else that is constantly coming against it, God said he is standing against them. He is going against them. This time, this is a situation for whoever you are, like God is saying he is going to bless you with a baby and you will give birth. You will go through your full term and you will give birth, and they need to stay out of it. And it is not your fault what happened to them. It don't have nothing to do with you. And it is not fair for them to feel as though they have the right and the authority to keep you from having your blessing because of what happened to them. You didn't have nothing to do with that. And I just feel like this is someone that they went through whatever trauma they went through. It was heartbreaking for them. It was painful for them. And it's not a situation where you should, feel as though you need to go off on them or be mean to them about it because they're already going through it as is. However, when it comes down to it, it doesn't mean that it's okay for them to seek to put that same heartache and that same trauma upon somebody else just because they had to go through that. That's not fair and that's not right. God says he is seeking judgment. He is seeking judgment. And that's the message. That's the message. God says, no, 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 no. Okay, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.